I want to do a final demonstration. And this is to show the infinite information that actually dwells within. So far you've seen me demonstrate what is the thoughts and beliefs that are in the body, that are causing a pain or an illness or fatigue or whatever. But there's more than that. As we heighten our awareness, everything becomes information. This entire planet, the sun, the earth, the galaxies, everything is this storehouse of information. Now, you might not really get what I'm saying right now. You might not be able to let it in. But everything becomes an open book. So if you want to know the secrets of the universe, this is an access to it. Now, you can start talking to the sun. You can talk to the earth. They're all energy. They're all consciousness. All this information is available. So I thought we'd play with that for a little bit. But I want to start with a body, but not look at what your thoughts are, but let's look at what else is in the body. So if anyone want to, I can do this with my own body, or if anyone wants to be a volunteer and see the wisdom within their own body. Oh, you, madam. What's your name? Christina. Please have a seat here. So this infinite intelligence that designed the physical body, embedded, it's not the correct word, the infinite intelligence that designed the human body is still connected to the human body. Okay? So whatever we connect to in the body is linking to that information stream. So we can access thoughts and ideas and concepts that are not known to human beings yet. All right, so we're going to see what's available in Christina's body. Are you happy with that?
Yes.
Am I saying your name right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Great. So where I'm going to go first, give me a body part. Give me any body. What?
The heart.
Heart. Thank you. Okay. We're going to go into Christina's heart and we're going to see what our heart wants to say. Okay. So just bear with me 2 seconds. Okay. Okay. So it's saying, okay. Slow down. It's got a lot to say. It's just like, first thing it wants to say, the pump of life, the pump of life. The pump of life sets the pace of life and reflects the pace of life. And bringing this whole being present and all that kind of movement, and it's saying, hogwash, hogwash. You want to know how to be present, what pace to move through at life. Let the heart, the rhythm of the heart, dictate your pace. The minute your heart rate accelerates to try and match your pace, you're out of alignment with your health. The heart is saying it's just this barometer for peace and well-being in your life. That's its first message. Okay, let's go a bit deep. Let's see what else. Okay, so the heart is saying, I'm a wealth of information, I'm a wealth of ideas. Many people relate to the brain as the source of ideas. They're saying there's way more creative ideas situated in the heart. And why it's so important to access these ideas rather than the brain? Because the brain is accessing a human consciousness. So it's showing me very clearly that the ideas that come from human consciousness, it's kind of saying, imagine if human consciousness was like putty, right? Just a plane of putty. Any idea that comes from it is still like an extension of the putty. Does that make sense? You're pulling bits of putty. It's the same, it's all just permutations, variations. And it's saying, boring, old hat, doesn't work. But when you go into the heart is this universal intelligence. So the ideas are not constrained by what's been done, what's thought of as possible, what do we know how to do, what don't we know how to do. It's not coming from that. So the heart is saying, think with the mind of the heart. When you're looking for creativity, creative expression, you're looking for solutions, put your hand on your heart and say, this is the mind I want the answers from, not this one. This is the mind. Saying just that will change your life. Okay, what else heart want to say? Saying people didn't get how easy that was. Did you guys get how easy that was? Because what's happening is your brain is giving you the ideas because you just default to that. You're conditioned. Use your brain. Use your head. How many times you heard that as a kid? Use your head. It's very nice. Hart saying that's a great example. It's very complimentary. So it's saying just do that. Just say, I don't want to use this one. I want to use this one. It will do what you're asking of it. It's that simple. Okay. How are you going? Good, good. Thanks for being up here. All right, what else does the heart want to say? Breath. Breath's important. Wants to talk breath. It wants to go into the connection between lungs and heart now. Very important. To create a connection, a rhythm between the heart and lungs is paramount to enlightenment, to stillness and health. It says to create, it's like to heal somebody like we've been doing today is very, very powerful. But to heal somebody who's on a platform of being in rhythm with themselves is much faster and much easier. Because you're not coming up against all these other barriers. So it's saying to bring the heart and lungs into rhythm. It's showing me this breathing of a count of 3 lots of 4. Breathing in for 4, holding for 4, out for 4. 12 counts. As you go on this journey, you'll experience that 12 is a very significant number in our universe. Very significant. So it's saying the more we embody that rhythm, the more we're aligning with the universe's rhythm. Did everyone get that? Yeah. Good. Is there anything else you want to say? Nope, that's all for now. But I would like you to talk to your heart because of what it would like to tell you.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good. So as you become more confident in these abilities, you can zoom into all different parts of your body, not only heal it from any of these thought forms, these toxic self-concepts, but you can start asking all these questions. What would you like to tell me about life, love, and the universe? You can tune into your reproductive organs and get the lowdown on sex. What's enlightened sex look like or feel like? You know, there's so many untapped methodologies and knowledge and information, whether it's gardening, you know, whether it's connecting with one another, whether it's parenting. It's all embedded. We were impressed with the internet. That was nothing. This universal intelligence. Another thing I feel to mention is who's got pets? Who would like to be able to communicate with the consciousness of their pets? Feels like some of you already do. Yeah. So they're a consciousness too. And one of the biggest things we've seen with dogs is why they die so young, because they actually don't live that long, is because they take on all our stress. They're little sponges to save us. Imagine if you could work with your dog to clear that, heal that from them. Anyone ride horses? No? Some of you. My wife does. To connect to that and clear away, you know, so many horses were trained with being hit and slapped and kicked. That's not the way to do it. Since when does any life form like to be kicked and slapped and hit in order to listen? I think the word is loved seems to get the best results. To be able to heal the trauma from your pets, whatever they are. To be able to tap in and see, what is that trauma? How do I heal that from you? Create a profound difference to their life and to their longevity. Great. Any questions? No. All right, what I wanted to run through while you guys are still having sessions is how do we access this? Where to from here? Where can you go with this? Yeah, I want to run through that. So let me just grab my little folder here. Now, we used to teach a 3-day workshop, which is called the Allknowing workshop. And that was where we would teach you how to connect directly to universal intelligence. You'd clear all your self-doubt, what we call the ego. You'd create oneness connection in your mind, to access in your brain, to access universal intelligence, teach you how to go into your subconscious mind, and teach you how to go into your body's intelligence and heal your body. We used to do a 3-day workshop, and we used to charge about $650 for that. That's what we just did in America. We're not doing that anymore. We want you to have that for free. So we're going to give that to every single one of you. Yeah? It's going to be online. You're going to do these modules online. I know Marita's been doing them. Yeah? So for those of you who are interested, we'll send you out those modules, and you can start this. Just go with it. No waiting, no nothing. We'll be on the web. It'll be me and you online together, and you'll get to learn how to do all this stuff. So once you do that, you're going to learn, you're going to have access to infinite intelligence. And what's really important is, as I said, what stops us from accessing more and more information, you can go from where you are now into dial-up and then being into permanent cable connection. What stops that is just how many self-doubts and limiting beliefs you're carrying. So we kind of go like this, and we let a little bit in, and we start trusting ourselves. Antenna opens up, trust more and more and more until it's like this, until it's just it's just there, on tap. And that journey doesn't have to take a long time. It could take a week, it could take a month, it could take a couple of years. It depends on you. So we're going to give you access to those modules, and you can just start that the minute we get settled in, and remember to send them off to everyone. For those of you who feel it's your calling to go further, to be able to do what I've been demonstrating today, we call that the Universal Intelligence Mentor. And that's a training program where you're able to tap in, you start working with other people. So we're all about mastering yourself, clean up your backyard first before you start messing around in other people's. Once that's done, then you start working with other people. So we have those 3 modules, then we have the mentor program. And the program consists of self-mastery and then mentor training. So self-mastery, again, all about you, and mentor training, all about other people. So do you want me to take you through what's involved in those programs? Yeah, some of you do? Yes? Good. I was going to anyway. All right, so very important. The very first thing you're going to do after the 3 modules is what we call inner strength. And this is the ability to overcome self-sabotage, to overcome those blocks. Oh, I won't make that phone call today. Oh, I won't make that sale today, or I won't go after that relationship today. That sabotage, the thing that stops us. We're going to teach you how to connect into the energy of the sabotage and the energy of truth, so you can shift that in an instant. Very powerful experience. The next module we're going to do is called identity. And this is about, you start looking at who you think you are. It's actually based on 12 key pillars, 12 key identity traits. So one of the fastest ways to shift these limiting beliefs is to knock out these pillars. Now, I had this experience. I was out in Noosa Beach, and I normally do my swimming off to the right, and I got the guidance to go to the left. It's like, left? What do I want to go to the left for? That's weird. So I went swimming off to the left, and before I know it, I'm swimming and swimming and swimming, and all of a sudden, I'm not moving anywhere. I'm swimming, but I ain't moving anywhere. Great, I'm in a rip. I was overcome with fear and panic and anxiety, just absolutely beside myself. Yet there was this very clear voice, very, very clear, that said, lie on your back. You're going to be fine. My voice was saying, I'm going to be dead in about 3 minutes. Let's just get this over with. I'm not lying on my back. That's a waste of time. I'm going to be dead. So, you're going to be fine. Lie on your back. Fine. Laying on my back, kicked and screamed. As I kind of composed myself, I was still in absolute fits of fear. And I was shown to my left, there was this guy just standing there. And I was like, swim to him. He's standing. Oh, good. I'll swim to him. So I was fine. So I went home. I said, what's with that? You should take me into a rip? What kind of guidance do you call that? And it was very clear. It was that this is very important because you're overcome with fear. These fears are based on these pillars. When you clear these pillars, you no longer succumb to these basic instincts, and you have a far greater impact or empowerment over your life. and I was shown the key pillars of identity. You start knocking them out, all of a sudden universal intelligence is just on tap. Next one, inner purpose. For those of you who are seeking, what is my gift to give in this world? What is this extraordinary ability or contribution I'm here to make? So we look at that. We start clearing what's in the way of you allowing in that purpose. Very important. Life opens up and flourishes the more we're in alignment with our own purpose. Next thing we look at is inner wealth. Inner wealth is about what blockages are in my way to creating financial flow. What is my financial flow? I know Robert Kiyosaki's is invested in property. I know this person's investing in shares. I know this person's investing in plutonium or whatever it is. But do I need to be doing that? There's so many distractions. There's so many options. But what's our flow? We go into fear. Am I going to miss out and miss out? So we go into what is in your highest good to create that financial flow. And how do you stay true to that and not get derailed by all the distractions out in the world? The next thing we look at is inner relationships. And this is more about your relationship with yourself than your relationship with other people. Your relationship with other people is a projection of what's going on in here. So the more you clear up in here, the more the relationships out there flourish and thrive, and the deeper you get to connect with other people. And I've seen that with myself, with my relationship with Sonny and my kids. When my son was first born, all he would have to do is cry, and it would set off this rage and anger. You're like, that's insane. They're so disproportionate to what's actually happening. And what I got to see was, it was the reaction my parents would give me every time I cried. And I had been imprinted by that. And it was to do with how much they hated me every time I cried. So every time he cried, it would bring up that belief and that experience. And the more I healed that, the more space there was for love and appreciation for him. Same with Sonia. The more I've been able to heal my resentment or mistrust of women and so on, the more I can see her for her divine self. These connections depend on what's going on in here. The next thing we're going to do with you guys is take you to inner sanctuary. This is such a powerful one because there's this phenomenon going on in our reality that most people don't know about. Well, there's about 1 billion phenomena that we don't know about. But this one affects all of us in some way. Who's had the experience of catching up with a friend, leaving that experience feeling completely exhausted and drained? Yeah. Who's had the experience of you walking along, all of a sudden there's this sharp pain, whack. What's with that? You ever had that experience? Yeah. Or you wake up in the morning, you had a sleep, and your neck, everything's so sore. Okay, there's this phenomenon we call energetic attacks or energetic intrusions. Now, what you may have picked up on so far is that our thoughts affect our physical body. Yeah? We move our physical body through our thoughts, and negative thoughts affect us negatively. So the body is thought reactive. It doesn't limit itself to just our thoughts, though. So when we're encountering people that dislike us, resent us, are jealous of us, and they're throwing their anger and jealousy, that actually hits and it actually hurts. And sometimes that energy stays in us. And for me, out of our experience, it's one of the biggest causes of suicidal depression. When people come to us in that space and we look at them, it's like, hang on, that's not even coming from you. That's somebody else's energy in you. And you might have a better idea if I explain it like this. You know when you get angry, anyone ever been angry at someone and you can't stop thinking about them for the rest of the day? You just can't get them out of your head? That's because they're actually inside you. Their energy is in you. Here's another example you might find entertaining. Anyone had this experience of just being around someone, all of a sudden you feel all this sexual arousal. You're like, I don't even think of that person like that. What's going on? Yeah. Or guys, you've ever been walking on the beach, this beautiful woman walks past and you're like, oh, I'm so in love with her. David? Never happened? Not anymore. Oh, that's good. You've transcended that. Yeah. So sexual energy is used as an attack. Women use it to guys to get our attention. Guys use it to women. Women are much more skilled at it than us. But sexual energy is also a form of attack. It's like women, you've experienced walking through an area and all of a sudden you feel almost raped by the way people have looked at you. They throw energy at you. So energetic attack is actually this intrusion of other people's thoughts and intentions, and they affect our physical health, they affect our mental health, so we start thinking what those thoughts are. We had a friend from America and he was staying with us and he got himself into such a depression that he was verging on suicidal. Well, he practically was. And in that time, before we were able to shift that, I started having suicidal thoughts. I was like, what is going on? I'm back in Noosa, everything's happy. And I realized because the mind thought just permeates, you beam it out there, I was perceiving, because I'm so sensitive to energy, I was perceiving all of his thoughts. They weren't mine at all. And once he left, all of a sudden, back in the game. So energetic attack. So we teach you how to shield yourself from energetic attack, how to remove the causes of energetic attack, and how to shield and protect physical environments from that. Okay, very important. Next one we do is connecting to nature. Nature is a library. Thanks so much, Tracy. Nature is a library. We teach you how to open your awareness to connecting to the stars, the galaxies, animals, the trees, Earth. What is the information? What does Earth want you to know? What does Earth want you to do? How to help? Start opening yourself up to that. Connect to the wisdom of nature. The animals. What is each animal? What intelligence and energy does each species bring to this earth? And what is it there to teach us? And it's very important because every time we obliterate a species, we lose that contribution. It's like, for example, the tigers bring an energy of wisdom and strength. If you obliterate that species, that energy is no longer grounded in our experience. They ground energies, like crystals ground certain energies here that leaves the plane. So very important to learn that. Next thing we do, what we discussed today, future projection. How to elevate, how to see over multiple time and space, different times, different years, different outcomes, different variables, all these things. And then how to backtrack and heal that and clean that up so you're actually in control of your future. You're not just living into your future going, oh, this is the future I was always meant to have. You've got about 100,000 possible futures. So we teach you how to do that. Then the next thing we're going to teach you is what we call Inner 12. And this is actually about working at a DNA level. And what you might be surprised to hear is that you actually have the capability for not just a 2-strand DNA, but a 12-strand DNA or 148-strand DNA and more and more and more and more. The DNA is a connection to all different parts of our universal intelligence. And the more we open up that DNA to that, the more information we've got coming in. Not in an overwhelm, but expanded, on tap. And that's the self-mastery program. And then after that, if you are feeling the mental way is for you, you have a calling to help people the way we've demonstrated today, then we teach you how to do that. We teach you how to work with clients. Not just physically in front, we do this over the phone, we do it over the internet. Doesn't matter, there's no boundaries, geographic or not. We help people all over the world. People write us a question over email and we can tap in, give an answer. It's no limit. The only limit is your belief. And we have a mentor training starting soon. Pam, when's the next one?
It's next week on the 19th.
19th. Thursday, Friday, self-mastery, and then when?
Monday to Wednesday.
Monday to Wednesday. So we've got one coming up in Noosa next week. Then we're going to do one in Hawaii, and then we're going to do one back in Noosa. Hawaii's in May, and next one will be in Noosa in September. If that's of interest to you, go and talk to Sonia and Pam afterwards. I'm not going to spend any more time, but that will be for them to share with you about that. Now, before we complete tonight, I just want to say you guys have been awesome. You've been really open, which makes our life just a pleasure. Does anyone have any final questions before we wrap up? I was pretty thorough. Yes. Have I written a book? Yes, I have. It's called The Allknowing Diary, and it's for sale at the back there. And if anyone's got a copy, you want to, or buy a copy today, and I'll put a little scribble in it for you. And those of you who referred friends, get your copy, and you get a little autograph as well, if that's meaningful. So the All-Knowing Diary goes into a lot more detail about what we've covered today, and also step-by-step instructions how to bring universal intelligence in the back of the book. So if you want to introduce it to people that you know who haven't been able to be here today, it's a great gift for people. So it's not just a book, it's like a home study course. Yeah. Bargain. $20 today. Absolute bargain. Any more questions? As you can hear, my voice is running out. So, no, nothing else? You're all good? Awesome. Well done, everyone. Thank you. We hope to see you guys all again very soon, and we'll let you know when the next kind of event like this is on, whether it's a When Doctors Don't Know or a Beyond the Mind. We'll keep you up to date, and we'll send you out those modules so you can get started. That's very exciting. Modules 1, 2, and 3 coming your way. We'll see you soon.